Hey there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to our Tuesday online class, which I'm really excited about today. We're going to be playing with a really cool background technique with shaving cream, something I haven't done for a very long time. And maybe this is going to bring you back a little bit to when you had little kids or when you were a little kid. We used to do a similar technique with food coloring, but the colors are so much more vibrant with the ink pad refills, and they match the cardstock and the rest of the card, and it's just going to be so fun, and it makes your cards smell kind of nice too. It's not quite a scratch and sniff, but it's lovely. Well, unless you get unscented shaving cream, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. I love playing with different things, and it's been a while since I've done this one, and I just thought it looks so awesome with these cards. I will be mixing it with two things. The first is the Stampin' Up Cauldron Bubble. It's actually the Cauldron Die, but which has a matching stamp set here, the bundle, because the cauldron and the broom and the hat and the spider web all just went perfectly with the September Frights Delights paper pumpkin kit. So this is my alternate project. Every month, Stampin' Up has this paper pumpkin crafting kit that I love. My favorite thing to get in the mailbox aside from bills. And every month it's a surprise. So in September, I opened it up and I do 2 videos a month. The first one is to show you how to make the kit right out of the box. And this is what came in the kit and what it makes. And the second video I do every month is this one right here, where we're going to make an alternate to what's something, using the kit to make something completely different. So it made really cute goodie bags. Now here's a bonus that we don't normally have when I make my alternate video. A lot of times the kits have completely sold out, but they made extras just because Halloween is coming. Everybody loves the goodie boxes. So in my online store, if you're a paper pumpkin customer, you can purchase the full kit, this full Frights and Delight kit, which normally you can't do, and you can purchase refills if you want to make more than what's in the kit. While supplies last, and starting tomorrow, the kits and the refills will be 15% off until they sell out, which could be immediately. So get on there at midnight tonight if you want to get one at 15% off, or buy it now if you don't want to take a chance. And also last November's Back in Plaid kit will also be, and that's a full a Christmas crafting kit from last year, will be 15% off starting tomorrow in my stampwithtami.com online store. So welcome aboard, everybody. It is great to see you guys. I am sporting right now my fight shirt. I just got this. It is our 2018 Stamp Out Breast Cancer shirt. It's hard for me to get back far enough so that you can see the shirt there. Sorry, but it's blingy. It's really blingy, and it's so close. I'm not, you know. Anyways, I'll tell you what. I took a photo of it that I think will show it a little bit better. They jump up and down and do that. But these are part of our Stamp Out Breast Cancer fundraiser. When I did the video, I didn't realize we had new shirts designed, and these are so awesome, and I'm so excited about them. You can purchase them on my blog. Just click on the link in this video's description. 10% of all the sales are going to our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer team. And I'm very excited to announce that our breast cancer fundraiser has raised up to, right now we're at $2,800 as of this morning. Almost halfway to our $6,000 goal. So thanks to all of you who have donated so far. Very excited about this. Very excited about this fundraiser. We do it every year for the American Cancer Society for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. It's a fun event that we do. In addition to that, you don't have to actually come to the event. So this is great because you can do it online. You simply make a donation. You get a free card tutorial from us as our gift. And you get entered into a lot of prizes. And I have another video on that. But easily you can get the information by clicking on the link in this video's description to the resource page. And I have a link there to all the information to our breast cancer fundraiser, how you can donate, all the goodies you get, when and where the event is if you wanted to attend. And in addition, you don't have to do any of that to purchase a t-shirt. And 10% of the t-shirt sales also go to our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer team. So we're very excited about this event. Thank you. Thank you all who have donated so far, who are going to donate, or who are part of Breast Cancer Fundraiser during the month of October, even if it's something outside of that. It is a great cause. They've come so far because of events like this and people that have raised awareness and money to help with cancer research and cancer awareness. So we love being a part of using our crafting to be a part of something good. So that is a little bit about our fundraiser. Because we are a live class, I always have some good giveaways here. And today's, these are live prize patrol, what you're looking at right now. I'm giving away 2 of the kits. Now, somebody had asked a question a second ago, are these last year's kits? They are not. These are last month's kits, September kits. And I'm hoping any minute now that my October kit will come in. And when it does, I will do my reveal video on that. So they could be back to back. It could be tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow that I do that one. I can't wait. I don't know about you guys, but usually it's bills that I get in the mail, but this month it's political ads. So I'll be very excited when the political ads actually, you know, have to make room for my paper pumpkins, because I love getting them. So I've got 2 to give away live. All you need to do is leave a comment. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook, but I have to give a shout out here because those of you who are on YouTube, you may want to click over to Facebook to leave your comment, and I'm going to tell you why. YouTube is doing something weird, and not when we're live, sometimes the comments don't transfer over. I don't know what's happening there. So I can guarantee the Facebook ones are included. I don't know what they're doing there. So I'm not sure that I can't be positive they are. So I'm going to say leave a comment on Facebook to be entered into the live prize patrol. And the YouTube comments will all be entered into the afterlive, but I can't promise they're in the live because I'm not really sure how that works, and it doesn't look like they're coming over. So for that, I apologize for that, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't know what's happening, because it seems like they're doing some stuff on YouTube that it's making things a little bit more complicated. But we're still live there. We're still able to do the live there. So those of you who are having a hard time viewing on Facebook can still view there, but you want to leave your comment on Facebook to make sure it's entered into the live. And the other, whoops, let me get you back down here. The other live is this pop-up scrap bin, and that is a paper pumpkin. I don't have too many of these left. They don't make them anymore. So this is a very rare, hard to get pop-up scrap bin with the paper pumpkin logo on it. So if you leave a comment I'm just going to say if you leave a comment on Facebook. So, and somebody else is having a problem with Facebook. I'm sorry. If you leave a comment on Facebook, you will automatically be entered into all of these drawings. If you leave a comment on Facebook or YouTube, you will be entered into our afterlife. Now, the pop-up scrap bin is our early bird special, which I'm going to do at the 10-minute mark, which is very, very shortly. If you are leaving a comment on YouTube, leaving a comment on Facebook, or just not able to catch the taped live in front of an in-home studio audience, I love to say that because we are taping this live, but most of you will probably be watching this later, or you'll be rewatching it later. Simply leave a comment to be entered into the afterlife. And if you share this broadcast onto social media, onto Facebook, onto Pinterest, you will be entered a second time as long as you type the word shared into the comments. Okay, and that can be on either, because the afterlive I can still pull from YouTube. At least I was able to the last time. I can still pull them, but for some reason the live wasn't coming through. So that's what we got. All kinds of, technology is always throwing something fun at us, but I just want to make sure everybody gets entered. So that's my little disclaimer there. Next up, so we got about 1 minute left before the early bird. I'm going to go through the In the Know. In the In the Know section of our online classes, what's happening now in Stamping World, what's happening with me personally in my stampwithtami.com blog. I sent out the newsletter this morning. I have a newsletter every Tuesday that I send out. It has 4 free card tutorials included in it for my newsletter subscribers exclusively. So if you're not on my newsletter, click on the link in this video's description. It's absolutely free to join. It's a great, I keep you in the know there too, as well as keep you posted on anything that's happening in the stamping world and in and around. Okay, so also I just mentioned this. Actually, no, I didn't mention this. This is November's kit. This is the one that you can subscribe for now. So there's all kinds of paper pumpkin news happening. Okay, so we're working on the September kit that came in the month of September. The deadline for the November kit is from October 11th to November 10th. Now, in between the one that we're subscribed for now, which is the November kit, and the one that I'm working on now, which is September, which you can get in my online store. Wow, that's a lot of information, right? Is the October kit, which should be arriving on my doorstep any minute. So, whole lot of paper pumpkin kits. Now, I did just mention this paper pumpkin kit that we're using today is September's. It is the full kit and refills, both available in my online store. Both will be 15% off if there's any left tomorrow. until they run out. So that could be very quickly. Along with last November's kit will also be 15% off. I did just mention the fundraiser again. $2,800 we've raised so far for making strides against breast cancer. You guys are awesome. And I have lots of bonuses. There's lots of different ways you can enter a prize patrol for free when you donate. And like I just said, the shirt that I'm wearing today is our 2018 Stamp Out Breast Cancer shirt. It's blingy. It's awesome. And 10% of the sales go to the cause. The last thing I want to mention here is the Snowflake Showcase, which is coming up next month. It's a whole suite, 2 stamp sets, die set, some embellishments and add-ons that will only be available to customers in November. It is, however, available to demonstrators now. And it's a great thing to get in a demonstrator kit because you get a great deal on it and you get it early. So I just wanted to shout out that that is available to demonstrators now, and I have a swap. The swap will be due on October 30th. And the information for that is linked in the description of on the resource page on my blog, and also on my Facebook page. There's an events section there. Okay, so now that we've got the in the know all set, it is time for us to start with our early bird drawing, which is the pop-up scrap bin. One second, let me get you over there. Okay, so we are giving away it's the pop-up scrap bin. You know what? No, before I go ahead and do that, let me just show it to you one more time. It's a collapsible paper pumpkin. Not too many of these left. They don't make them anymore. They were only available to demonstrators. I had some left over, just a couple, so very, very hard to get. If you've left a comment on Facebook, and I'm sorry, YouTube, if there was I don't know what's happening there, but technology is not cooperating. So this one, unfortunately, I can only get grabbed from Facebook. You are entered to win this, but YouTubers, you still are entered into the afterlife drawing. Okay, so here is the winner, and that is Kim Bradshaw. Congratulations, Kim. Be sure to fill out the prize claim form that is linked in this video's description. And with that, we have 2 more live prizes, and these are the full paper pumpkin kits that I'm going to be using today for this. It is for the alternate project. So these are the projects that we're going to be making today. We're going to be creating our own background with shaving cream. Super cool, right? Super cool. And it is super easy, super fun. And the backgrounds are going to match the cards and the kits. So these first 2 were done with the kit. And these second 2, and we'll make all 4 today. You're going to be surprised how quick and easy they go. The second 2, I made a little bit of the kit involved, but they were with the Stampin' Up! Cauldron Bubble stamp set. I'm sorry, the Cauldron Die, or the which matches the stamp set. So that's the Cauldron Bubble there. You can purchase that. You don't have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So if you have this, you can make these cards as well. It's a great alternate to the kit. And then again, I'm just going to show you this because I already did a reveal video on this one. This is what is included in the kit. The September 2018 kit. Okay. So these are the cards we're going to be making. As always, when I have an online class, this is a free PDF that is available on my stampwithtami.com blog. Thank you guys. I see a lot of you loving the shirt. I love the shirt too. I'm so excited that they just came in. I ordered one for me, one for my mom who's helping out at the fundraiser, and a few other people. So we all got our shirts in. I'm like, oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so this is the free PDFs include the measurements, the full supply list of everything that I'm using today on today's projects to make it easy for you, and also the link. So if you're watching this, want to order some supplies, or we're at work with your headphones on and not able to actually follow along until later and want to go back to the video or back to the resource page to see something, the link is there. Or even easier, if you have a smartphone, there's a QR code down here at the bottom that you can just zap. If you have an iPhone, just turn on your camera and hold it over that QR code, and it will bring up this whole resource page. That easy. It's awesome. And I'm sure there's a way to do that on Android too. I don't have one, so I don't know how that works, but maybe it's the same way. All right, so all the information again on my resource page. It's linked in this video's description. We are going to start. I think what we'll do is we'll start with the shaving cream. So it's super fun. I have two different shaving cream batches that I did here. And the one beautiful thing about this is that you can kind of you can use the same batch and you get different looks every time, which is kind of neat, and I love it. So this one here is, we'll start with the orange. So that one is going to be, the colors are, and again, this is listed on the resource page, Mango Melody, Pumpkin Pie, and I used Basic Gray. So these 3 colors for the first batch that we're doing. And they match. Again, the beautiful thing about the refills is, one, they last, they're vibrant. They're, you know, when we were kids, we did this with food coloring. I did it with my kids when they were little. But they don't last as long, and this, the color's going to last, and it's going to match. And, I mean, these ink pad refills, they're great not just for your ink pads. So they have a lot of different uses. Okay, so outside of the Stampin' Up! Supplies, a couple of things that you're going to want to need here, that you're going to want to use. A paper plate of any kind of brand or whatever. And I'm using just a plastic knife. So these are things you probably already have hanging around the house. The paper plate just makes easy cleanup. And the last thing is probably something that you might find in your bathroom. And this is shaved foam. You want to make sure it's the foam, not the gel. So I know the gel is more popular nowadays, but you want to make sure that it's the foam. So we're going to just spray this out here. I used almost this whole can. So I have a backup can if we need it. In fact, that one's getting down there. I have a backup can. So let's see. What I don't have here is Whisper White cardstock, which we're kind of gonna need. So let me just cut up a sheet of that real quick, so we have it to use. My apologies for not being prepared. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so we're just going to move that shaving cream aside for a second. I am using Stampin' Up's Whisper White cardstock because I love it. It holds the color really well, especially with these ink pads. I'm just using a quarter, actually less than a quarter sheet. Again, the measurements really are on the on that piece of paper, but I am going to tell you, I cut these down. So I made them a quarter of a sheet and then cut it down after, in case you get fingerprints on the side or anything like that. And I cut it down to the measurements that are on the sheet after I did it. So I'm gonna do 2 of each. I'll do 2 of each color just to show you the different colors. Okay, so we've got back to our shaving cream. Sorry about that. And I'm gonna move some grid paper underneath here because we're gonna get a little messy. It's messy and it's fun. It's fun to get a little messy sometimes, right? All right, so it doesn't matter which color you start with here, but I'm just going to do pumpkin pie. We're just going to put a couple of blobs in there. And then we've got a little mango melody. I'm not sure what you mean by the dull side of Whisper White, Benny, because they're both the same. And then we've got Basic Gray. So just a couple of drops of that. Now here's the fun part. You got your knife, right? So this is kind of like marbling a cake, right? And then we just kind of make a design in here. Now, you can make it, this one, my shaving cream was running out, so it's a little bit runnier than normal. My next batch, I'll use the new can so you can really see it. You can swirl this as much or as little as you like, but you don't want to over swirl it because then all the colors kind of muck together. Now, the very first one you do in the batch is going to be, yeah, don't use glossy white. This is Whisper White. The very first one in the batch is always going to be like your I'll show you what I'm trying to say here. It's always going to be like your sorry, I'm not sure you're probably the, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. The least mixed. Man, that is runny shaving cream. It still worked okay, but I can see a little bit of, like it looks like the paper's a little soggy because the shaving cream was so runny. Anyways, you get the idea. Look, see how cool that is? Now see that swirly design. Now I'm going to do another one with this same batch. I'm going to mix this right back in there. And you can usually go on 3 or 4 times before it gets too mucky. Although this shaving cream, like I said, it was the bottom of the barrel and it's really runny, so I don't know if we'll be able to get too much in there. And then squish another sheet down in there. That does take an extra minute to dry. Oh, lost our comments. Sorry, guys. Try to get you right back there. Now, you can really see here, and you'll probably be able to see it with the next batch when I use better shaving cream, how more, the more mixed looks. And they're both really cool. They're two different looks. Now I just scraped off the shade. See how different they look? So cool, right? They're both awesome. All right, so I'm just going to put these aside. And we'll go ahead and mix up another batch. Sorry. We'll go ahead and mix up another batch using the using another color. Okay, now I apologize here. My comments just went away. Hold on. There we go. I got them back. All right, so now I'm going to open up a brand new can of shaving cream because that last one was really down the bottom. I've done this quite a bit. Okay. All right, so Benny's asking, did you cut the paper? Okay, so I cut mine to a 1/4 sheet, and then I'm going to cut it down even more after. If you were making a ton of these, and I'm just going to spray this out. Oh, you can see how much better this shaving cream is. See how foamy that is? Way better. If you were making a ton of these, you could do an entire 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and then cut it down after. So you could put the whole sheet in and then take it out. Totally up to you, but because for the sake of the video, we're doing it this way. All right, now the next colors I'm using, we've got Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, two brand new colors from Stampin' Up, and Lemon Lime Twist, which is an ink color. All right. And again, it really doesn't matter which color you start. This is like the complete opposite of the last batch because the shaving cream is so fresh. It's like a big mound of it, which is all good. It is all good. All right, and then we're going to put in some Gorgeous Grape, a few dots of that. And, well, I'm sorry, that was Granny Apple Green. This is Gorgeous Grape. Kind of all looks this a little bit. Rosemary, it doesn't matter what brand the shaving cream is. It just matters that it's foam. You can Barbasol, this is Walmart brand. It doesn't matter what brand it is as long as it's foam, not gel. That's the key. All right, so I'm going to take that knife and mix this up. This one is the opposite. Look at how fluffy that is. I might even want some more color in that one. Let's see if we can get that mixed in there good. We're just kind of marbling. You can marble like you do a cake here. Now the first one, I like to leave it a little bit more, like less mixed, and then mix it in so that you can get a little bit more out of it. Yes, agreed, Sherry. Any kind of cheap white shaving cream, foam, not the gel. Okay, so we're just going to press this in. Yes, Sandra, your grandchildren will love this. Kids love this one. Okay, and then I'm just scraping that off. And did you notice I'm putting it right back in the plate to remix it and reuse it? Because you can just keep on using it until it gets so mixed that it becomes one color, and then it's time to put some new shaving cream in. But yeah, we'll mix that in there good. And this one will give us a little bit of a different look now because it's a little bit more mixed. So the second and third sheets look like, it does look like icing, right? Okay. Okay, you definitely don't want to eat this, cat. She says it looks good enough to eat. I mean, you know, if you were here with me and had smell-o-vision, you could smell that it smells like shaving cream. So you probably wouldn't want to eat it if you were playing with it. But it does look like frosting, doesn't it? And with colors like Granny Apple Green and Gorgeous Grape and Lemon Lime Twist, it does make you a little bit hungry. Not gonna lie there. Our colors they're yummy and they make you hungry. Okay, so you can see the difference between these two backgrounds here. This one was our first batch, and then after we mixed it, it started to look like this one. They're two very cool looks, and each one's unique. Each one's a little bit different, and they're both super, super fun. Okay, so those are two different color combinations. Again, all the color combinations are listed on my stampwithtami.com blog. Definitely, when you are playing with shaving cream, you want to have your gray paper underneath you, and you probably want to have your paper towels or wet wipes handy. If you're one that doesn't want to get inky fingers, your little gloves might work there too. Personally, I live for inky fingers, so I'm okay with that part, but You want to have the rest ready to rock and roll. Okay. I'm just going to easy clean up, move that out of the way. And we are ready to start our playing with our cards. So I've these are our shaving cream techniques backgrounds that I've already made using those same colors, so they're already dry. You want to give them a minute to dry. So we're going to start with our first card. Now this first card uses the paper pumpkin kit. So I used both the paper, this is September 2018 Frights Delights paper pumpkin kit. Again, as of the time I'm making this video live, this is available in my online store, and if they're still in my online store tomorrow, they'll be 15% off. But again, if you don't want to take a chance, you might want to get it earlier. But if you wait till tomorrow, get it right away, just so you don't have to worry about it selling out before it's too late. So this is what comes in the kit. This is what the kit originally makes. We're making an alternate project with it right now. Okay, so with this one, I am going to take, here's my kit. I still have candy corns in this box from when I made my original. I put candy corns in those little bags. Okay, we're going to take the Spooky. And I'm going to put it right in the middle of that. And this tag also came from the kit. So it's going to go right smack in the middle. And then, while I've got this out, these little punch out, the little die cuts, we're going to take the ghost, 2 ghosts, and these little silver, these go behind the ghosts for his eyes, so his eyes are like glowing silver foil. So I've got some, let me get my little mat out here. So here's the cool thing about these ghosts. They both face this way, but if you flip one upside down, they can face 2 different ways here. So we're going to put some snail or mini glue dots on the back of his little face there and stick those on there so he's got 2 glowing eyes. And then we want, oh, I've got it, yeah, Gorgeous Grape. I'm using the Gorgeous Grape because it matches the ink that we used for this, for the background. So everything matches good. I'm just going to sponge around the ghost to give him a little spooky pop-up feel to him. So he's got a little pop there. Okay, if somebody's asking if this was ink pad refills, these are ink pad refills. I used the Gorgeous Grape and Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green for those. And again, this information is on the resource page on my blog. Just click on the link in the video's description if you need it. Okay. All right, so next up, I'm using snail. You could use the mini glue dots come in the kit. So you could use those too. Now, I'm just going to place that tag over the top here, and then I'm going to cut off these 2 ends with my paper snips or with a paper cutter. If you, oops, I had still had a little bit of that shaving cream on there, so it's going to add a little life to my tag. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and stick that on our card base. So that I've got a Gorgeous Grape layer here. And then put that down on the card base. You know what? You can go back, Robin. If you missed the beginning, you can go back and catch the replay. I did not use a cloth. Although what I do normally do, that I didn't actually show, is after I scrape everything with the knife, if there's a couple little pieces, I'll just take a paper towel and wipe off anything extra. Okay, so our ghosts go here. And just taking some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop them up. They look like they've been drinking their Gorgeous Grape juice. That's funny. Benny says, they look like they've been drinking grape juice. Well, they are, oh, I did them both the same way. I was going to flip one over. Oh, well, you get the idea. Okay, so our ghosts are on there. Our card is complete. The only thing I'm adding on here, which I thought was super fun, was the glitter enamel dots. And so I just put a couple of those just to add, and these come in the matching colors. So everything matches. Everything looks adorable. And we've got card number 1 done. And then we're going to start with card number 2, which is the pumpkin pie mango melody, and drawing a blank here. Pumpkin pie. I'm like, speaking of making me hungry. All those mango melody, pumpkin pie. Now this is card number 2. Now the spider web comes from the die set. So this is the Cauldron Bubble bundle, and it's a stamp set and it's a die set. I have done a class on this bundle previously. If you already have it, then you're good to go, because you don't even need the kit, although the kit is fun to work with too. So I cut out the spider web from the basic black cardstock, and these you can purchase them separately or together. I'm just using the die set today. So I'm taking snail, but you could also, whoops, got a little rough with that. If you didn't want to deal with getting a little rough with the snail there, like I just did, you could also use the, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the sheets, the multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back here. And then you wouldn't go through what I'm doing right now, because I ripped it. I ripped the spider web. So the multi-purpose adhesive sheets, which I have used in other videos, probably would be a good choice right now. But we're just going to keep going with this, because just don't get quite so rough with it. All right, so that's going to go up. Thanks, Marcia. She says, that's amazing. I know, so cool, right? Okay, so we've got a little spider web for the top of this card. And then we can actually go ahead and attach the bases here. So this one, you can tell the difference in the, like this would have been like the second time I put cardstock down in the same batch of shaving cream to get it a little bit more mixed. And like this one would have been the first batch. You can see kind of the differences in them. It's really neat. And then the card base is Mango Melody. I don't know if anybody's received their October Paper Pumpkin kits yet, Linda, but I haven't. And as soon as I do, I'll be live. So I could be live as early as tomorrow if they arrive, which I certainly can't wait for. Okay, so now for the boo, we're going to pull a Paper Pumpkin kit, actually for all of these pieces. So I've got this little silver. This one goes behind the pumpkin. And then we'll take out a pumpkin and a bat from the die cuts that came in the kit. And you can get these in the refill. These all come in the refill kit if you, you can still, as of when I went live, they were still available in my online store. And then the boo. So the boo is like a sticker. This just peels and sticks. And so I'm just going to poke out these little pieces that are in here. I did receive a notice that my October Paper Pumpkin has shipped, so I know that it should be here any time now. I'm thinking, well, there was a weekend and a Sunday involved there, so I mean, it could be as early as tomorrow, but it could be another couple of days. Actually, it could be the end of the week. You never know, because they go out in batches, and you just never know. They're not the same every month, what the order of the batch is, so I never know if I'm going to get mine sooner or later. Okay, so a little snail on the back there, and I just stuck that right through his nose. He's got a little adhesive snot in his nose. We'll get that out. Put that, I just poke that out with a paper piercer, or the take your pick tool. You have that. That is an awesome tool. And then just going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals for the back of this bat and the pumpkin that came from the kit. Super cute, right? Well, somebody received theirs. Jane has received her Paper Pumpkin kit for October. She's a lucky gal, that Jane. Everybody's going to be stalking her. I'll tell you what, I'll be glad when the election season is over and I stop getting all that election junk mail. Are you guys getting that? Ugh. All right. Okay, so Janet likes the adhesive snot. So that's card number 2. We got our jack-o'-lantern snot in there, Paper Pumpkin snot. All right, so these are the 2 cards that we've made so far using the Paper Pumpkin kit. And then we are going to, wait for it. we're going to switch on over here and do these two, which the spider web comes from the kit and the eek come from the kit, but the rest of these and the boo, the rest of these come from the Cauldron Die set that I had just shared with you. So we're going to start with, I'll show you how I made this spider web. So you saw the spider web die, right? It comes in this, whoops, I'm just throwing it there. This is what the die in the Cauldron set looks like, right? And I'm going to show you how I made it go all the way across here rather than just a corner. Okay, so for this guy, I'm going to do the, this is the Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, and the Gorgeous Grape for the background. And I've got two, let me move these out of here so you guys can see what's happening here. It does look like a pumpkin cheesecake, the background, doesn't it? Yummy. That's yummy. So I cut out, let me hold this up so you guys can see it. I cut out the witch's hat from that new black foil that's in the holiday catalog. So that's shiny and fun. All right. So I've got two, I cut out two using the Big Shot, two spider webs here out of the Gorgeous Grape. Oh, you are very welcome, Judith. She said, thank you for sharing these awesome cards. Thank you for taking a minute to write. Now the second spider web I am going to cut in half with my paper snips. Right up the middle. Boom, boom, boom. And then we will put some, again, you could use the multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back here if you would like to. Those would probably work better than doing this, but doing the snail, but I'm doing snail today. Okay. This is paper that we just made, and you might want to catch the replay. We just made all this background paper with shaving cream at the beginning of this show. All right, so now I'm going to, so the adhesive is on the back of this piece. And we're just going to line that up and press it right on there. So see how that just made a full spider web there? Super cool, right? Fun little technique on that one. Okay, and here we go with the other side. So now we have a full spider web out of that, out of the quarter there. We were able to do a full sheet there. So that's just a little tip on that spider web in the Cauldron Die set. All right. And then I'm just taking paper snips to cut off the excess spider web there. I know you could dust, right? Dust and get rid of your spider webs and cobwebs, but I'm using paper snips today. That was a joke. I just... Okay, so a little snail adhesive to attach this panel with our spider web on it to our Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to fix that web there because it moved on me a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and attach that, I'm going to take one of these tags from the kit and attach this around. So I'll take some snail adhesive on the back of that. Whoops. What just happened? Oh, the trap door shut. I thought I was out of snail. It happens. Okay, so that's going to go right on here like so. And then I'm going to dig back into our September paper pumpkin kit, the Frights and Delights. Again, as of the time that I made this video, these were still in my online store. I'm taking the eek out of the kit here. But you could also use a stamp and stamp here in Gorgeous Grape if you didn't have that eek. So you could use something from that Cauldron Bubble stamp set if you wanted to. All right, so that's where the words came from on this card. We're going to go ahead and attach it to a basic black card. Sandra says her spider webs have become Halloween decor. Instant decorations, right? Alrighty. And so next up, we're going to make our witch's hat. So I've cut just a tiny little strip of that Gorgeous Grape. But I made sure that it was long enough. We're going to wrap it around the witch's hat to make our hat coordinate. But I made sure that it was long enough to wrap underneath. So all I did was fold that underneath, like so, to make the witch's hat. And then we're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and place them on the back. And then that will stick on our card. Oh, I'm glad you guys are loving this. Such a fun one, right? I love Halloween cards. I mostly give them for birthday cards, which is ironic. Oops, I should have put the ink up a little bit higher, but that's okay. It's all right if it overlaps. And then we're going to come back to these glitter enamel dots. These are also available in my online store. And again, that information is all on the resource page for this online class at stampwithtami.com. Just click on the link in this video's description, and everything that I'm doing today is there, including close-ups of these cards. So we're going to take one of the Gorgeous Grape glittery enamel dots and put it right there on the eek. And then we'll take one of the Lemon Lime Twist, so everything matches, and put it right there on the hat. Even the glitter dots match the background with the ink pad refills, and you need those refills with the ink pads anyways, right? Because you always want to have one on hand in case your ink pad starts to dry up a little bit. No reason to buy a new one when you can just re-ink it. They're super inexpensive, and they make this really cool background. So if you're tuning in late, we made the backgrounds at the beginning using shaving cream, so they would match our cards, and you can easily just go back and catch the replay to see how to make those. Now I have one more card to make right now, and that one is this boo. Now this boo contains a few pieces from the die set. So this is the Cauldron Bubble stamp set, and these are the dies. We just used the witch and the spider web. We're going to use the actual cauldron, the broom, and I think those are the only two pieces I used here. Now the boo stamp actually comes from the stamp set that's in this paper pumpkin kit. Oh, the ghosts. I'm sorry, the ghosts came in this too. The boo comes from the stamp set. Now this is the stamp set that's in the full kit. It will not be in the refill, but it will be in the full kit if you purchase the full kit in my online store. And so I used this boo, but you could also use one of the words from Cauldron Bubble if you didn't have that and you had Cauldron Bubble handy. Again, all that information on my blog. Now the first thing we're going to do here, and this is, so I'm going to point out, I did pre-do this before the video. I actually put some of the Gorgeous Grape in the shaving cream with this one, along with the Mango Melody and the Pumpkin Pie, and there's a little bit of gray in there too, so you can really see some color come out. You can mix as many or as few colors as you want in with your shaving cream. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take our Emboss Buddy, because we're going to do some heat embossing on this one. So I'm going to zoom in just a hair here. So here's our Emboss Buddy. We're going to just rub it over where I'm going to put the boo, which is a little bit to the top, but kind of to the middle. Now the Emboss Buddy, especially on the shaving cream, you want it because that's going to get a lot of static. This is called what I call the if you forget, you will regret step. So I'm going to take some Versamark ink, very well loved Versamark ink. Yes, they come white. They start to look like this when you use them. That means it's very well loved. And I'm going to stamp that in the center, just a hair to the top. And then I'm taking, this is black emboss powder. So we're going to need, I'm also taking the free PDF that is available on my resource page at stampwithtami.com because it's handy. You can use any scrap paper for this step. I'm just using it to catch the excess powder here. So I'm going to pour that emboss powder over the boo so that it's stuck on that Versamark. Oh no, I almost dumped that whole thing out on my card. Got it. We're good. And I'm going to take our heat tool for this one. So this is we've got a shaving cream background here. We've just put embossing powder with Versamark on top of our card. And then we're going to take our embossing heat tool and we're going to heat up that black emboss powder so it's really, really dark and it really stands out and it pops up. Because the embossing powder, when it melts, it raises a little bit and it really looks awesome on this card. Just give that a minute to heat up. There it goes. I'm not sure how well the black shows up on the video. Can you see that there? It is awesome. Just a hair at the top there. Good. All right. And then we can go ahead and assemble our card base, and then we will go ahead and put our ghosts, and this is what we'll be making right here. All right. Is there a way to clean the embossing pad? Why would you want to do that? Do you mean the Versamark pad? No. To be honest with you, I like it better when it's gray because I can see it on white when I stamp. It's just normal for it to look like that, and quite frankly, it not only does it not harm it, when it's new and you stamp, you can't see where you've stamped unless you're kind of looking in a certain light. So I personally prefer my older pads, but you can re-ink them if the ink starts to dry out. Okay. All right, so we've got our background here that we've made with shaving cream. Now I have pre-cut out these pieces. There's 3 ghosts, a broom, and the cauldron. Now the cauldron was cut out. These are all cut from the Cauldron Die. This is the die set here. It's the Cauldron Die set that matches the Cauldron Bubble stamp set. So all of these pieces came from this die set here. Now, I cut the cauldron from black foil. I cut the ghosts from glossy white. Again, all of these supplies are available in my online store. And if you're not sure, just click on the link in the video's description or go to stampwithtami.com. And there are direct links to everything right there on the resource page. So, the Cauldron Die is made to cut out the stamp set because they all match. The hat matches that image, but I'm not using it with the image. And I don't want the bubbles on the top of it. I want it to be just kind of like the black silhouette. So I'm just going to cut that bubble right off the top of the cauldron so it's a straight up cauldron. And then I'm also not using, which is kind of funny, the broom end of the broom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off too. I'm actually only using the handle. So first thing I'm going to do with either mini glue dots or today we're going to use snail adhesive is stick the broom stick. I just put a little snail on the back of that cauldron to the cauldron so the broom handle is hanging out so she's stirring her little cauldron. And then we'll go ahead and attach that to our card using Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to place that down on our card. And then everything else is going down. Now, the mini dimensionals, and these actually came from an old paper pumpkin kit, but you can also purchase regular mini dimensionals. Everything else is going to go down with either regular or mini dimensionals. But before I do that, let's take the black Stampin' Right marker, and that actually has 2 tips. It's got a brush tip end, and it's got the fine tip end. I'm just going to take the fine tip end and draw eyeballs on our ghosts. Bring them to life. And the ghosts, I got a little bit of powder underneath them here. The ghosts are going to go on with the big dimensionals. The bats are going to go on with the mini dimensionals. So let me show you how I made the bats. So we've got ghosts. And I've got some of that same, this is the black foil that is in the holiday catalog. It's like a glossy black, perfect for these. And this is the bat punch. It's also in the holiday catalog, also in my online store. And I only need 2 of these bats. I'll punch all 3, but I only need 2 of them for this particular card. And we'll save this one for something else. I'll use these 2. So we need, they're little itty bitty guys, so we just need a tiny little dimensional for the back there. Okay. Mary, you're awesome. She's like, I love watching these cards come together. I'm going to stick a couple more dimensionals on the back here. Oops. Ah! Did you see that? Where'd he go? Bat just there he is. He's totally stuck to my finger when I picked it up. Oh, I'm going to carry him around with me. That's funny. Okay. So I'm just peeling the backings off of the dimensionals. So these guys are all ready to stick down. There you go. That's perfect. Darcy says put that extra bat on the inside. Absolutely. That's a great idea. Okay, so we're starting now. I made it look like the ghosts are just kind of swirling out of the pot here. So, and in between the ghosts, we've got bats. So they're just kind of swirling around in a circle there outside of the cauldron. And then we've got some bats flying around. And somewhere you know there's a witch who was stirring it. And that is our cauldron card using the shaving cream background. So, those are our 4 cards today that we created today. I did this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 2 different color combinations here, but you could use any color combination you want. You could make these for any season, any occasion. Really fun technique to do with the kids. You can catch the replay to see the shaving cream technique at the beginning if you missed that. These are made with, and I'm just going to pop over and show you one more time. This is the September Frights and Delights Paper Pumpkin Kit and the Cauldron Bubble Die Set. So the coordination of both of those, but you could make it with one or the other as well. Or you could just go rogue and do something completely different with this technique. So many fun ideas. With that said, it is now time for me to draw the last 2 live winners of our, let me see if I can get that up again. The last 2 live winners of our paper, this is the September Paper Pumpkin Kit here that I'm giving away. I've got 2 to give away live, and then 1 if you don't win the live, or if you're watching the replay, you are eligible for that. So let's pop on over there and get our 2 winners. Our first winner of our early bird won the pop-up scrap bin, and that was Kim Bradshaw. Our first winner of the September Paper Pumpkin Kit is Sarah Shatilo. And our second winner of the September Paper Pumpkin Kit is Mary Capana. So congratulations to our 3 live winners. Be sure to fill out the prize claim form that is linked in this video's description, or go to stampwithtami.com and click on the contest and winners button at the top, and the prize claim form is there as well. You have 2 weeks to claim your prize or give it away to somebody else. And I'm just going to show off one more time here my new 2018 Fight Breast Cancer t-shirt. 10% of these sales are donated to our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer team. We have already raised $2,800 towards our $6,000 goal for October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And be sure to check out my stampwithtami.com blog or the resource page for more information on that and how you can get a free tutorial when you donate to our cause. Or you can just get one of these great t-shirts, and a portion of that goes to it as well. Thank you all for joining me today. I will be back when my October Paper Pumpkin arrives. That will not be scheduled probably. That will be more of a spontaneous live, here I am, let's play, because I can't wait to open it kit. You can purchase Paper Pumpkin on my blog by clicking on the link in this video's description. And I will also be back on Friday with an online class. Thanks for joining me today.